If AI kept on to gun Crowley, the skulls and the desperate men and women behind prison walls don't blame themselves for anything. What about the people with whom you and I came in contact? John Wanamaker, founder of the stores that bear his name, once confessed, "I learned 30 years ago that it's a foolish to scold. I have enough trouble overcoming my own limitations without fretting over the fact that God has not been fit to distribute evenly the gift of intelligence." One maker learned these lessons early, but I personally had to blunder through this old, 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 for a third of the century before it even began to dawn upon me that 99 times out of the 100 people don't criticize themselves for anything, no matter how wrong it may be. Criticism is futile, but because it puts a person on the defensive and usually makes him strive to justify himself. Criticism is dangerous because it owns a person's precious pride, hurt his sense of importance, and arouse the resentment. B.F. Skinner, the old famous psychologist, proved through his experiment that an animal rewarded for good behavior will learn much more rapidly and retain what it learns far more effectively than an animal punished for the bad behavior. Later studies have shown that the same applies to humans. By criticizing, we do not make a lasting change and often incur the resentment. Hence, Slayes, another great physiologist, said, "As much as we thirst for approval, we dread the condemnation." The resentment that criticizes, endanger, and demoralize employees, family members, and friends, and still not correct the situation that has been condemned. George B. Johnston of Enid, Oklahoma, is a safety coordinator for an engineering company. One of his responsibilities is to see that employees wear their hard hats whenever they are on the job in the field. He reported that whenever he came across the workers who were not wearing hard hats, he would tell them with a lot of authority of the regulation and that they must comply. As a result, he would get sullen acceptance, and often after he left, the worker would remove the heads. He decided to try a different approach. The next time he found some of workers not wearing their hard hat, he asked if the hat were uncomfortable or did not fit properly. Then he reminded the man in the pleasant tone of voice that the hat was designed to protect them from injury and suggested that it always be on the job. The result was increased compliance with a regulation with no resentment or the emotional upset. You will find example of the futility of criticism bristling on the thousands page of history. Take for example the famous quarrel between Theodore Roosevelt and the President Taft. Taft. A quarrel that split the Republican Party puts Woodrow Wilsons in the White House and wrote bold, luminous lines across the First World War and altered the fall of flow of history. Let's review the fact quickly. When the Theodore Roosevelt stepped out of the White House in 1908, he supported the Taft, who was elected president. Then Theodore Roosevelt went off to Africa to shoot lions. When he returned, he exploded. He denounced Taft for his convertism, tried to secure the nomination for the third term himself, formed a Bull Moose party, and all but demolished the GOP in the election that followed. Howard Taft and the Republican Party carried only two states, Ver- Vermont and the the most disastrous defeat of the party had ever known.